Aloha, it is 1:20. So let's get started with class. Hey, Nala girl, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
What you eating?
Ice cream.
Ice cream! Well, if you must know, besides a pack of bacon that would win my heart over, I love these candies. Have you ever had them? Yeah, they're so good.
That's my favorite candy.
Yeah, mine too. You're not getting extra credit points for having the same favorite candy as me,
I
but
tried.
I just love this candy. Kayla, you eat these. You do? Yeah. Gosh. I bet if I were to make a contest of who could turn in every single assignment would get a bag of ume candy, I'd be broke. I don't know. Nella's like, guarantee. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys just so that we can get started, because I want you guys to have the majority of today to really work on what it is we're working on. So if you guys look, you guys can go ahead and also follow along. But basically what we have today is we have our collaborative period. Oh, what's in the chat? Okay, so what we have here is, I'm just gonna read the question for you guys today first, so that you can kind of wrap your brain around what we're doing. So you're gonna be responding to this question. As we move forward in a learning methodology, in meaning method, in meaning way something is done, what does the away represent to you? How do you see the away as a way to work collaboratively? Okay, so I'm gonna play for you guys the video of the away. Okay, so a couple things I want you guys to write down. You guys need your notebooks, okay? So go ahead and write down notes on away. Okay, what I want to do is I want to frame our thinking today and the task at hand around this metaphor of the away. I think it's really important that we really connect at a metaphoric level to what we're doing. Okay, so there are 3 words that I want you guys to write down. Obviously, the first word is away. Okay, so go ahead and write that down so that when the video is playing, you can take notes faster that way. The next word is the kahawai, kahawai, W-A-I, right? Kahawai. And then the third word is po'awai. Got them. Nah, you got them. You good. You eating something too. What is it?
I ate pizza.
Pizza. From where?
Pizza Hut?
Oh, would like a Pizza Hut.
Could you
pizza.
repeat the words, please? I was kind of...
Away, kahawai, po'o, away. Who knew? Who knew? Oh, somebody came. Who is that? Somebody here? Is everybody here in my class? Sorry, I gotta see if somebody is trying to come in. Okay. And this is why we all start on time, because now I gotta go back. Not fun. Okay. So we're gonna be taking notes on this video on the away. Kekama, kekama, kekama. Rar. You're gonna hear me rar. Okay. So we're taking notes on this video. It's a pretty short video, so we'll get to it right now.
Aloha mai kākou. How are you folks doing? This is real life here on the island of Molokai in this valley of Halava with a good friend of mine, Rokava Alma.
Aloha, aloha, aloha kamali'i, aloha.
Kava'a, where are we located here in Halava?
We are in a place called Opele.
Opele.
Opele is my family land.
Okay.
It has been in my family for maybe about 7 generations.
Oh, wow.
And I grew up here on this land,
That's
so I
a
know this
long
land well.
time. That's a
Yeah.
long time. Wow, a beautiful aina here, and I look down and I see this waterway of water, this way of water. What is this called?
This is called an away.
Oh, what is an awai?
It's an away from which we take water from the stream, we move it into an away, a smaller stream, and from that we take that water and move it into the lo'i so we can grow color.
So, how does the awai work?
The away is the means of transporting water from the po'o away.
Okay.
We take water from the stream,
Right.
move it into the po'o away. And from the po'o away, the water flows into the away.
Okay.
And then from the away, we feed all of the lo'i.
Okay, so the kahawai or the stream, I notice it's lower than this awai, like it's downward. How does the water
right.
get like high up
That's
here?
right. That's it. So we take the water from Maukau, upland.
Upland.
Yeah, the highest possible area in the stream, where it's best. We divert the water from that.
And so, oh, I see. So it's like gravity.
Exactly.
So it comes down, it's higher, and then it is able to travel down?
And it flows natural flow.
Wow, that's
And it has to
pretty
travel
amazing.
3.5 miles. It's a long way for the water.
So it goes up, it comes into the lo'i, then it comes out and goes back down into the kahawai, or the stream. And then it goes, where does it go after that?
And eventually out to the ocean.
Out to the ocean. Beautiful. It's amazing, the technology of our kupuna, how
Yeah.
they made water flow all the way up the mountain, down to the ocean, feeding all this lo'i and all this land. Unreal.
Unreal.
Can we see more of this aina, of your kupuna?
Oh, I'd love to.
All right, well, we're going to say goodbye to you folks, and we'll catch up in the next section. Aloha.
Aloha.
All right. So go ahead. You should know what an awai is, a po'o awai, and a kahawai. Right. So one is a stream, one is the irrigation ditch from the stream, and one is the actual irrigation ditch that directly feeds into the lo'i. Got him? Okay. What is what? Let's have Kekama go ahead and share out. What'd you learn just now?
So the awai is like, so they take the water from the Malka stream,
The
Did they-
kahawai.
Kahawai, and then they put it inside the awai, and then so it can like, he said it could feed the plants, right? Or like,
Mhm.
yeah, it could help the plants grow that water, and then yeah, that's what I learned.
Okay. And then what happens to the water? Okay, so we have this picture, right? It's been in everybody's classroom, right? After the water goes from the kahawai to the po'awai to the awai, what happens to the water then?
It goes into the ocean.
Well, it goes back to the kahawai and
Oh.
then into the mulivai, which is the opening of the stream, right? To feed the pua'i'a, right? The baby fish, right? And then the baby fish get to become big fish, and then we can eat, right? We should always end us with, and then we can eat. Just joking. All right, so what do we have here? We have a very effective water system going through the ahupua'a. Nothing is wasted, and whatever is not used, it goes back. Yeah. The lo'i provides nutrients that is fed back into the kahawai that leads to the mulivai at the bottom, so we can have fish to eat. I mean, it's beautiful. So I don't know if a number of you guys know anything about the water rights fight that has been going on Maui, right? But really impressive, right? Major streams in Maui were diverted for the sake of the tourism industry, right? and also the sugar cane plantations, right? Those golf courses need to be green, so all that water was diverted, right? Those giant hotels that help out the tourists, right? That make accommodations for the tourists, all need water, right? So years of water diversion on Maui cause, you see these streams like this, right? The streams going through the Ahupua'a to dry up, right? So what happens to the mulivai? No more fish, right? What happens to the food in those ahupua'as that had water diverted away from them, right? We know. So, this also makes me think about time of like Julius Caesar and like the gladiators and all those guys, right? If you've ever seen any of those videos of like the waterways and the water systems they had all underground during like the Romans and all of those guys, that's impressive. But what's impressive about this kahawai is that we never have cement, we never have stones to help this along. But this is all like by hand. Okay, yes, you have your hand raised. Yes, Kikama.
Wait, did they have like ponds where like they would like raise fish at? Or, like,
You got to give me an antecedent for the word they. Who's they?
like back then, like did the Hawaiians, did they like have like fish nets that where they would like keep the fish and then raise them?
Yes, they're called lokoi'a, right? That's why we have the rebuilding of the walls, the seawalls. You see like that one right there, right? The lokoi'a on the right hand side, right? Down in like Kaneohe, they're redoing a bunch of these, right, walls so that they can create places, sanctuaries for fish, right? Kumuola, we've all been down there multiple times, right? Jumping in, cleaning, right? There's another place. Okay. All right. Any other questions before we move on? Okay. So I want you guys to keep that metaphor in your head about the awai. Okay. And what does it have to do with working collaboratively? So what I'm going to do is this. I just wanted to introduce, I've been reading this book called Kanaka Oiwi Methodologies, right? Mo'olelo and Metaphor. This is how Kanaka scholars make sense of what they're learning and how they're learning things. Okay, and because you guys go to Kamehameha schools, obviously you are also Kanaka scholars. Scholars, not just students, you're scholars, right? Meaning we do the research, right? We know things. We better know things, right? So if you guys look, this book also is read in college, by the way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is give you the abbreviated version of this, and then later on, when you feel ready to know what this is all about, by all means, jump in. Okay, so here we go. So if you guys look, I'm going to just walk you through what this sort of Kanaka Oiwi methodology is, the way of doing things, right? The way of learning. So if you guys look at this little graphic, right? If you look, we're here, right? We were here. Problem identification, right? So we all looked and we all tried to identify the needs in our community. Yes? Okay. Then what did we do? We went over here. Initial gathering, data gathering, right? So what did we do? We all researched topics that interest us, that made us, want to know more about the needs of our community. Then what happened? We closed out second quarter and now we're in third quarter. We are now in the collective planning and action stage. Everybody good on that, right? Know where we were, know where we're going. The next part though is kind of murky because what we're gonna do is just our grassroots partnership project is going to end with us just pitching a proposal. We're not going to follow out our action plan. We're just going to say what we would do if this was real life, right? So the analysis and assessment part will come into play when you guys present to the rest of the class, and they'll give you feedback on, is this possible, right? And then the reflection, observation, and revelation, right? If you guys know Bob Marley, that song Revelation is mean. Okay, so if you guys have a chance, go ahead and look that one up. The reflection and observation and revelation, that might come like next month, next year, your senior legacy project, maybe even when you start becoming an adult, right? But just know that this is always an ongoing process, and it should be. Why? Because you guys should be problem solvers of your community, okay? Now, at the heart of this process of Kanako-iwi methodology is Pule, obviously, Hanalima, right? What are the things you're going to be creating as a result of gaining knowledge, right? And then, I don't know, but I think this is a major typo. Somebody forgot the A, right? Malama Aina, right? How do you continue to take care of the land so that the land can take care of us, right? So here we go. So everybody clear on kind of what we're doing, okay? The framework. Keep in mind the away, okay? So Elua away. This is an excerpt from that book. And this is the reason why I was like, you know what? My kids, meaning you guys. I don't have kids. I have kids, 2 dogs, right? Molly and Kaivi. My kids need to know this metaphor because I want them to know that there's something bigger here. So, Elua away, right? 2. It says, my scholarship may be likened to a wai, irrigation ditches that divert some of the water from the stream into the lo'i and then channel back to the stream. Infused by the nutrients in the lo'i, the water from the owai enriches the ecosystems in the stream. As a Kanaka scholar who writes both in Olelo, Hawaii and in English, my work parallels 2 owai on either side of the stream that eventually return water to the same enriched stream of Kanaka knowledge. Okay, so metaphorically speaking, let's go back up to the top here, right? We can see that the author's owai on the one side is her Olelo Hawaii, and on the other side is her Olelo Haole side, right? And together they create this vibrant stream. Okay, everybody good on this metaphor? It's powerful, okay? So there's that. The next thing that I found in this book is this. And I just want to point out a couple things in this chart because this chart is actually pretty heavy with terms that you may or may not get right now, but I think eventually, by the time you're a senior, you'll understand this, okay? But I want to introduce this to you right now, okay? So in terms of Kanako-iwi methodology, meaning the way you become a Kanaka scholar, okay? Let's go to the first part over here. It says external forces impacting Kanako-iwi education mo'olelo, right? The history, how did external forces impact how you perceive the world? So if you look, the consequences, that's a big word, the consequences of colonialism and occupation are pervasive, right? So outside influences are widely impacted. And unique to Hawaii in its exploitation of aina, in meaning the use and abuse of land. Everybody listening, yeah? And appropriation of identity. Examples include local identity and settler colonialism, tourism, and demilitarization, militarization, and occupation. So outside influences have impacted the way we see and we do Kanaka Iwi education. Everybody understand that to some degree, okay? I don't expect you to fully understand this at this point, but as we go through this, know that there's things that I'm weaving into the way we do things in class so that you understand why you do things the way you do it. Okay, so the next part of this chart talks about identity conscious articulations of Kanaka Iwi education mo'olelo. So how do you see this come to life, right? So if you look, Aloha Aina is fundamental to the expression and analysis of educational journeys for Kanaka Iwi, right? So what does that mean? We're always doing this for the love of our land, right? We're always getting smarter for the love of our land. We're always doing something for the love of our land. And there is a journey we are on. The middle box, recognizing and honoring Huna of Mo'olelo, in meaning the hidden message, right? As you guys know, and I think you guys know this just growing up, is that not all things are known. And in certain families, they don't share things they know with outside people, right? Or like if you're learning something and you don't understand it yet, maybe it's not your time to know it, right? There's always a time and a place. And so I'm opening up this idea of, unlike Western notions of research, not everything is free and open. And sometimes what is shared may only be understood by a few, right? Everybody understand that? Sometimes we keep things we know to ourselves. Why? Because it's not for everybody. I'm not going to tell you how to catch waves on my canoe. Why? Because you got to go find that out for yourself. I'm not going to tell you. But if you ask me, I might tell you. Right? Same like your uncle, your auntie, they're not going to tell you where they pick, you know, where they go to pick for food or where they go to gather things, right? Like maile, right? Like where they go for hunt or fish, things like that. Why? Because that's not for everybody. Okay. Next part, utilizing mo'oku'auhau to describe and understand the diverse pathways and relationships individuals have with respect to different contexts. Whew, this is the past guiding the present so that we can create better futures for ourselves, right? The different context is the different tenses in the timeline, past, present, and future, right? So for you guys, know that the interviews, the talk story sessions that you guys did with your ohana, that is this. When you utilize the moku auhau, right? Hopefully the people that have lived many more years than you can now pass down their wisdom to you, right? Hopefully, right? The collective knowledge of your ancestors hopefully will go to you and then you pass it on, right? So there's that. And this is the final part of this chart, okay? And that is Kuleana. Kuleana is the culmination, right? Is the end result. That's what culmination means, is the collective whole, right? Kuleana is the culmination of Kanaka Iwi Mo'olelo about their educational journeys and the ways in which they enact agency. What the heck does that mean? Does anybody want to take a guess at what that means, that last part? Ni'au, drop some knowledge on us. Can you?
On this Kuleana part?
Yeah.
Okay, let me read it again.
Yeah. Challenge yourself, yeah? Before even Ni'au says something, you try figure it out for yourself, okay? All right, you got something?
What would you want me to say? Is just yes or no, or?
No, what do you think this means? So after you know, you identify that Aloha Aina, the secrets of information, and then utilizing Moko, how once you understand that, that's how you gain the knowledge, right? Or you gain ike or skill sets from learning. Now, what does the kuleana have to do with all of this?
Now you kind of hold the knowledge and power of what they said. You know what I mean?
Yes. And that
Yeah.
last part, you see after the conjunction and,
Yeah.
yeah, the ways in which they enact agency, in meaning the, okay, write this question down. So what are you going to do about it? Write that question down. So what are you going to do about it? And that is what we're doing today. Collectively, you're going to share out your ideas, okay? And then you're going to come up with something that will give you a chance to answer the question of, so now what are you going to do about it, right? This is awamo kuleana. You carry this kuleana on your shoulders. And depending on how you organize yourself, you could either feel it being a heavy kuleana, or you can just say, I got this, right? It's just like schoolwork. You organize yourself. The kuleana of schoolwork is more like a challenge instead of a burden, right? Let's switch that mindset a little bit. Okay, all right. Mahalo for listening to all of that. I know that if you don't, you might not get everything I just kind of introduced, and some of this you might see in different ways, and that's good too. It's okay to have multiple perspective in things, okay? But I would go back to this later on, like when you're maybe at the end of the school year, and say, you know what, did I do this? Do I have a methodology that is unique to how I grew up? Hopefully, yes. Okay, so let's go ahead. You're going to respond now. I'm going to give you guys about 6 minutes. Just answer the question. As we move forward in a learning methodology, right? As far as the Kanako Iwi learning methodology, what does the OY represent to you? How do you see the OY as a way to work collaboratively? So you can pick out parts. I gave you 3 words. Maybe you use those words. Okay. What does the parts of the OY represent to working collaboratively? Okay. So just know that it's a pretty, it might be about 4 sentences long, but it's going to be really good writing right now. Okay. And then when you're done, respond to 2 people. Okay, go ahead. If you're stuck and you need help on this metaphor, please chat with me. I would say about 4 sentences, 4 to 5 sentences. Okay, so I would encourage you guys maybe even to add in the idea of the flow, right? From Malka to Makai. What is that? Okay, so that's about 6 minutes. Those of you guys who are still working, go ahead and finish up. Those of you who have already posted these brilliant responses, Maddie, amazing. Okay, go through and respond to 2 other classmates. Doesn't necessarily have to be from our class. Okay, but go ahead and extend the conversation to at least 2 people. Just make sure that you respond to somebody who doesn't have more than 3 other responses, please. Okay, so, wow. Maddie, I love it. Awesome. Kalukalani, I loved your response. Good. You guys are so smart. Yes. Gosh. No, the mulivai is the opening of the stream, yeah? That's where the puia, right? The baby fish eat the nutrients that came down from the lo'i. Okay? Okay. Yeah, and you know, we're not supposed to touch those fish in the mulivai because they become bigger fish. Okay, how's it going, you guys? You guys good? A lot of learning had to take place here. This is amazing, you guys. Okay, I think we can kind of move forward. So, what is this? Oh, Nai, are you gonna put this into the discussion?
Wait, I'm asking you,
Yeah.
like, is like,
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Oh, it's Kahavai. K-A-H-A. Hawaii. Good. I think you captured it, Nai. Okay. So a lot of my other students that you guys look up at the other postings talked about the flow of the water, which is I think really interesting because it likens itself to the flow of ideas, right? So there is a collision, right? So that's why Maddie, I was like all up on Maddie's idea of this collision of ideas, which is very cool. And then Kalukalani talking about the middle, middle ground. That's about working together. Whew, if you've ever been on a team, you guys know what that's like. Okay, very good. You guys, unreal. Love it, Diesel. Oh, you guys giving me chicken skin. I like stopped class already. You guys good to go. I don't need to worry about you guys. We just go home already. Okay, I mean, we are home. Never mind. I mean, some of us are. Okay. All right, so let's move on. If you're still finishing up your responses, go ahead and do that. I'm going to ask that from your groups, you guys are going to move on to the next part in the module. And that is now we're going to be working in our HUIs. So student 1 in your HUI will be doing this, which would be making a copy of the Jamboard design thinking process. Okay, so who would that be? Try raise your hand. Who is that? Okay, very good. Whoever is student 1, you make the copy of that. You know what? We have some people missing today. Where is my Haumana? Okay, and then I want you to share it with your classmates, with your teammates, actually. And then for me, please share it with me. Here's my email address. Okay, so share it with me. Give everybody else editing access. Okay. And then we'll move on. So student 1, you're also going to be posting this assignment for your HUI. Okay, so just know student 1, you have Kuliana. Okay, so as we move on, I'm going to just kind of talk to you guys through this. We're going to be designing, we're going to be using the design thinking process to smash our ideas together, like the kahavai and then the OY and the smashing of ideas into the middle ground. So before we do that, if you guys look at the next part of the module, we have this picture, right, of the Post-it note with the idea, with the light bulb, okay? And then below that, we have some community organizations that I want you guys to just cruise and check it out, okay? Sometime today. So we have the Huimal. So we've all been to Koholalele in Pauilo. Hopefully the link works, right? We've all been down there. How many times? Choke, yeah? Maybe? I don't know. Yeah. And then Hui Malama Ola na Uivi is a really cool organization that helps out women and children. Okay, so you can check that out. Uncle Chad with Chad Cabral with the Hilo Boys and Girls Club. They have done some really cool work to help out the community. Okay, and then obviously, I think we've all been to Aina University, Aina U, to go pull weeds and to help out Uncle Kavika over there. So what I did was I just tried to make this as easy for you guys as possible to know what's out there. Okay, why? We don't want to just copy what other people are doing. We want to make it better, right? And then down below, it says, I gave you a list of connection to Naakua, so the gods, and then historical Hawaiian figures. The notable Hawaiian figures, it's not the only list out there, but it's just a comprehensive list for now. Okay, if you know of other Hawaiian figures that have already tried to help out the identified problems that you guys have selected, then I want you guys to add that in. The reason why we're connecting the Hawaiian gods to this project is that you might be incorporating that into your Hui's emblem, right? So every organization has an emblem, right? We all know the Boys and Girls Club emblem, right? We know other emblems like McDonald's, but that's not a community organization, obviously. It's just the golden arches that we all love. French fries? Yes. Nice, like that's my jam, French fries. Okay, good. I might have had some yesterday. Okay, so can we move on? We good? You guys need to send me the link in the chat. Please. Okay. All right. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to just set you guys up right now. And then while you guys are working, I'm going to set up the groups that you're going to be working in. All righty. So on the first page of your Jamboard, change student 1, student 2, student 3 to your name. Then what you're going to do is you're going to be adding the post-it notes in your color to just add in the needs of your community, maybe some information you gathered, and some insight from your during your interview. Okay, everybody clear on what you're doing right now? You're just giving some ideas so that when you share out with your groups, they can look at something. Okay, so go ahead and do that right now, and then I'll move you guys forward in a couple minutes. So don't write everything on that one post-it note. Add more post-it notes of the same color, please. Now you know where you're at to put your brainstorming ideas in the Jamboard. Oh, okay. I just don't see your post-it notes. Maybe it didn't load yet.
I had to rewrite it and like retaking it.
Oh. Okay, thank you. Oh, we got post-it notes all over the place. Okay, who's this? Before, can you guys put your names also at the top corner of the first slide? It says names. Okay, very good. Makamai, thank you for putting in a fact. Wonderful. Statistics. Okay. All right, it looks like you guys are almost done. Very good. Let's see. Okay, very good. So if you guys look at the first slide, the first couple things that you're going to be doing or that you've done already is that you've added your brainstorm of needs, information gathered, and insight from the interview. Now we're going to move on to step number 2, which is empathize, right? Empathizing meaning you just listen. Listen to the members of your team and take notes. Take notes in meaning ask questions more like, okay? So what are you gonna do? As your classmate or your group member is explaining to you what is it that they feel are the needs that we should focus on, you're going to be using the pink sticky notes and attaching pink sticky note questions to your member's idea. Okay, Can? So this is like you're pitching to each other, right? Hey, I think we should be focusing on the homeless population, and this is why, right? So kind of funny, but not so funny. But after you share out, you're gonna find that you should have some kind of common thread, right? And so I'm just gonna give you a heads up on this. My first class of the day cracked me up because these kids were like really worried about what is happening to the Hawaiian population. And now that the pandemic has moved into another phase of itself, like there's, as you guys know, people moving to Hawaii. You guys notice that? Many people moving to Hawaii, different license plates, right? People we don't really recognize as being from here, okay? So what, right? So this group's concern was that what happens if there's more Malahini than local people? And I was like, whoa, you going there? And they were like, yeah, we are very concerned about it. I was like, okay, so what are you gonna do? So one of the students said, well, Kumu, we cannot like put up signs at the airport and say, go home. Thank you for coming, but go home. I mean, I was like, oh my goodness, you can't do that. There's no way. So after you share out and then you find a common ground, what is it that you want to do in your grassroots partnership? Okay, so enough talking on my part. I'm going to be opening the rooms. You guys ready? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so somebody go first. Hi, Diesel. How you doing?
I am good.
You are good. Have you been able to go outside and go hunting or whatever?
Nope.
Oh, man. Hopefully soon. Okay. Did somebody share out your Jamboard? Let me see.
I did.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna look for it. It's not it. Did you send it to me in the chat?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. There it is. Okay, right. Okay, where's Kikama? What happened to him? I'm gonna find him. I think he got booted out. I'll be back. Hang on. He's not even Diesel. Did you put your brainstorming ideas on your Jamboard? Did you share it?
I was gonna do that.
Okay, do that. Okay. What happened?
I don't know. It just
You're with Kayla, yeah?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Go. Kikama, you good? Can you hear me? I feel like that mom who's trying to get like the kids' attention, and they're like, "Hello, hello." We used to do that to our mom, and she used to call us deaf ears. What, you deaf ear? I'm like, what? I didn't want to do my chores when I was little. Okay, so you guys, very interesting because I believe both of you guys live in Waimea, correct? Camuela. Dry side or wet side? Nella, do you know? Or where, what, in between?
I live right by the preschool.
Okay, which preschool?
Come on now.
Oh, that's the wet side then.
Yeah.
What is the division? I think it's what is the dividing place? Do you know the marker? Is it HPA?
Let me go ask.
Really? Okay. Okay, Kama, are you there? Okay, I don't see you adding to the brainstorm. Are you doing that?
Yeah, I'm writing in.
Oh, okay. Just notes. You don't have to write an
Okay.
essay. Yeah, just notes because you're going to share out already. So, okay.
My dad said that anything on the right side of town is wet side, and anything on the right side of town. So like HPA got HPA side, like town, is dry side, and anything on the left side is wet side. He didn't say there's a division, like he doesn't know, but that's what he told me.
Okay. So one of the things that you guys might be talking about would be possibly gentrification. Okay. Diesel's like, what the heck is that? Okay, but it's also happening. I saw your face. Kekama, where do you live?
I live Hilo.
Okay, so even with Hilo, so there's this thing called gentrification, okay? Which is the real like rundown parts or like parts of our community is being bought up by wealthy people and then the local people cannot afford, right? And basically the local people are run out of town. Okay? So it's happening in downtown Hilo especially. Those, downtown Hilo, those 2-story buildings, like investors are coming in, buying them, because for us, local people, right, we think that a couple $1 million is ridiculous. We could never buy something like that, right? But an investor would think of that as like chump change, right? Like just, oh, that's pocket change, right? So what do? They call in, they buy it, they raise the amount of rent, right? And they run people out. Okay, so just throwing that out there because, as you know, living in Waimea, right? People can't afford to live in Waimea. It's too much. It's sad. It's frustrating. And yet, that's the home of the Paniolos. It's the home of a lot of Hawaiian history. Okay. Hilo too. Like, I think in your guys' lifetime, you guys might not be able to afford buying land. Okay, so anyway, you guys talk story about it. As they share out, make sure you guys ask questions with the pink sticky note. Okay, and then if you look at the second slide, that's where you're going to combine your ideas to come up with something. Okay, got it? Okay, so move forward and go ahead and talk stories with each other. Okay. The word is gentrification. Look it up. It's a good word. Hi, you guys.
Hello.
Hi, Damon. What is that
Hello.
in the back of you? Looks like metal spoons.
Oh yeah, and that's a tiger.
Ice cream scoopas. That's cool. All right. So as you guys know, Becca is not here today. Did she email you guys?
Yeah, she told me that we had to meet today, and then we have to meet tomorrow.
Yeah. So you guys set up a time you guys can meet then, because you guys
Yeah.
gonna be a little bit behind, okay? Because you guys gotta come up with something together. So my suggestion for you guys right now is to kind of maybe talk stories about what it is that you guys are leaning towards. So where are you guys? Let me look. Where is yours? I have so many tabs open up. It's crazy at the end of the day how many tabs I have opened up. Did you guys send me the link in the chat?
Oh, I'd send you the link. I just shared it with you.
Or no, yeah, you can also just put it in the chat so I can have it real fast. Okay, thank you. Did you guys see the waves yesterday? It was crazy. Damien, do you go boogie boarding?
I surf.
You surf.
Yeah, I tried boogie boarding, but then it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think I told you I'm a kook at surfing. I just catch the whitewash. Sad.
Let's
Anyway.
start somewhere.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being kind. Some people don't have the patience for, what are they called? Storm waves.
Oh, the wave storm.
Oh, wave storm.
Yeah.
That's like full on. Okay, so it looks like Damon, you put in some ideas. Ahi, where's your ideas? Did you share? Are you on the Jamboard?
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, where's your ideas? I only see Damien's ideas.
I don't know. It's not loading. I have to
Oh, okay. And then Damien, can you change student 1 to Becca's name? Thank you. Okay, so hopefully you can figure that out. Do you have other things running on your computer? Because that prohibits you from loading stuff. So
Zoom
just
and
the Zooms.
Google.
If I turn off your screen, then maybe. Okay, you're gonna have to move on. So what I would do is both of you guys load your working document, your planning document, and go to week 2. Okay, and then when you guys meet with Becca, you guys can be prepared as far as what you can and can't do. So if you look at week 2, you can also assign yourselves kuleana already. So if you're good at like writing, I would step up and just say I can do the writing part. If you're good at the designing like graphic art, I would do that. If you're good at designing the PowerPoint slides, I would do that. Okay, but you're all working still together, so it doesn't matter, right? And then back in Canvas, you guys can already start looking up which akua and then maybe even historical Hawaiian figures that have, you know, already started joining in the cause of whatever it is you guys are looking at. So let's look. Transportation services, rehabilitation. Ooh, Damon, for that rehabilitation services, you should look at the link I sent you for the Hui Malama. That's the second link in the in Canvas for to study the community organizations. Okay. And then Ahi, I don't know, I cannot see anything. Damon, can you see something Ahi's typed in? Number nothing. Okay. All right. So you guys can start bouncing ideas off of each other, and then so you're gonna see Becca today then, this afternoon, or?
She said tomorrow during this time.
Okay, sounds good. And then maybe I told her, I was like that you guys could do your IXL now so that you can get something done. Okay, so Ahi, you heard me.
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, you can like flip flop your IXL days, so you can look at that. Okay, all right. So if anything, you guys can get off of Zoom and then just do your IXL, and then meet with Becca tomorrow. Who's going to be sending out the link for the Zoom?
I think it's probably gonna be her.
Okay. I need you guys to send me the link too, because I probably need to walk you guys through some things.
Okay.
Okay, but basically you're on your planning document, you're working on your Jamboard. On your planning document has the outline that is due before the next class. So we're adding in another week to this project because the writing of the proposal is going to take a little longer. Okay, good to go? Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Send me the link, please.
Raj, can.
Hello, people. So, where are you guys at this point?
We did the second slide.
Oh, you did already. Okay, let's
Yeah.
look. Okay, what did you guys combine?
We combined mostly like education and stuff. So we decided to like make all about like affordable education to like less fortunate children.
Okay. Okay, so remember, you're pretending to be like a small organization. Okay, and so how would you, as a grassroots organization, help your community? Just your community, start small, right?
Charities.
Charities. Okay, and what is your charity going to do? Raise money for what? College scholarships? Do you want to, what is the root of the problem, right? Do they have places
Not
to
enough
do
money
work?
Education.
Okay. Okay.
So like the less fortunate people that can't get their kids into school
School in meaning college, right?
in general.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna challenge you guys to maybe think about the communities you live in. Okay. And being that you guys attend Kamehameha schools, how could you give back to your community, right? So we're just doing this as a pretend proposal, right? And we change the world, right? So could you offer tutoring, right? Could you create a space maybe in your community to say, okay, every Wednesdays we're gonna just run a huge study session, right? We'll call it this, right? Something like that, right? So yeah, so I live on a street that has what you guys are talking about, lots of it, okay? And I always envision, and this sounds really silly, but I envision like running tutoring sessions for the kids on the street, on my street. So just throwing that out there, okay? Maybe you can figure out something like that. Yeah. How do you balance that, right? They just need a place to do their work. But without those good grades, how can they go to college, right? So I would suggest that you guys quickly look up like what is the cause and effect of not having enough money in relation to education, because it is sad that the discrepancies in meaning what privileged people receive and what people who are struggling to survive receive as far as education and opportunities. Okay, so go check that out. Kamehameha does a lot to help those types of kids you're talking about as well. So you might want to even look at what Kamehameha Schools are doing. Okay, and then everybody get on that planning document, right? Because you have to work on week 2. So go ahead and get on your planning document and you guys can start plugging in. Did you guys come up with a name? You did? Okay, cool. Okay. I'll check back with you guys in a bit, but you guys, it sounds like you guys are already moving forward. Yeah, what's your mission? Go ahead and think about 5 goals you want to start up, and then also who's doing what, right? So if you guys look, you guys are all on the planning document. Yes. Okay. So what do you need to do? We need to also find Rose and Kuliana, right? So who can do what? If you guys all want to share in writing, that's fine, but everybody's helping to plug in information. Okay. So you guys are lucky. You guys have 3 people in your group. Somebody could do the opening, right? The intro and the conclusion paragraphs. And then the 2 other people could do the 2 body paragraphs. It just depends on how you want to do it. Okay. I'm going to stop talking so that you guys can talk to each other. You're going to have to meet with each other tomorrow. So below at the very end of week 2 in that planning document, make sure you also assign what is it that you need to accomplish. Set up a meeting time tomorrow. Okay. All right. Sounds like you guys are on a really good path. Awesome, you guys. Okay. Oh, every time I see your face, you look like a ninja.
Me?
Yeah, because you have your hoodie on and you have your face mask, so you look like a Kanaka ninja.
Right.
Right. Watch out,
Right.
people. Watch out. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, how's it going, you guys? I'm on your guys' thing. Okay, so
Free bueno.
you guys on slide 2. Okay. Talk to me about it.
So we were thinking, since Tasia and Niall, they had like kind of the same like situation with their like needs of the community. So we were thinking like, since Tasia said like kind of like removal of native species and Niall was restoring native forests, we're thinking like increasing the agricultural land to provide spaces for those like species, I guess, and removal of invasive species.
Fun. So in your little hui, your grassroots project, how are you going to encourage, like, grow your hui, right? So you guys are like the board members, right? How do you get other teens to join in on the fight, right? This is really cool. I love it, right? This also speaks to the idea of connecting with the Aina. And in turn, when you do that kind of work outside, you also build connections to each other. Okay, so in speaking about like the needs during this pandemic, right? A lot of people feel isolated because they are by themselves. So this might be a really cool idea for you guys to do for your proposals, I would think. Okay, so look into how that sort of like working with your hands, like working collaboratively, also helps to make those connections to help lower the issue of mental health. Yeah, that's great. I love it. I love everything about it. Okay, so now start to generate ideas of, okay, what is it that we want to do? So go to your planning doc. Do you guys have your planning doc up and at it? Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the mission. So what is it that you guys want to do? You want to save the trees. I mean, the native species, right? And then more specifically, the goals. So you guys come up with those, okay? And then work your way down. This week, your goal is to just finish the outline, okay? We're gonna add one more week to this project, by the way. Okay, if you look at slide 3, okay, you might wanna divide up this kuleana because you should be finding, and you guys are going to find like there's, you know, the god of agriculture, planting, things like that, right? So when you guys look for your akua, you guys might be able to also generate some kind of emblem for your hui, okay? And then also look up the historical Hawaiian figures that made a difference with land, okay? So who would that be? Anybody know off the top of their head? Ooh, that's gonna be fun. So I gave you the link in the in Canvas at the very bottom of that the jigsaw section. So the Great Mahele around 1848, right? Divided the land. Okay, so you might want to talk about the ali'i at that time. Who was it during the Great Mahele? Anybody know? Tasia's like, how am I supposed to know this?
I forget.
You guys go to Kamehameha schools. We got to know this stuff. So that's why this is good. It is Kauikeauli. Kauikeauli is who? First, second, or third?
Second.
Third.
Yeah, because the second one is the.
Liho.
Yeah. I was going to say liu.
Yeah. All good. So what I'm doing, I know it looks weird because I'm turning around, but I have this huge timeline in my house. I'm not saying that you guys have to do that, but I would. Okay. And I have all the major dates. I should show you. Here, I'll show you. Just real fast. You see that? Okay. I have a timeline, and that's what I study. I study all the time. So just showing you guys. Okay. Maybe it's something you guys would want to do. If you need paper, I could probably give you some paper if you would like. Kayla's like, I'm good. I got other pictures. What is that? Little pictures up there. Okay. Do you have that little like camera thing that shoots out those?
Yeah, I do. It's right here.
It's so expensive. Li'i has one of those. My little sister. It was like $20 for like what, 10 picture things. I don't know this picture. It's like you buy it on. Okay, whatever. All right, so good. I like your guys' topic. Okay, come up, work on that planning document. Okay. You gotta meet tomorrow. Okay, because you're gonna run out of time. And then Friday is the just in case day. IXL. You guys all did IXL. Loved it. Thank you. Okay, meeting with somebody else. Okay. Talk stories with me. LOL. Thanks.
So we chose, not sure if we can do anything about it, but we wanted to focus on crime and self-harm, I guess.
Oh, interesting combination here. Can you go to slide 2, please? We got to work on filling this in here. So partner 1, who is that?
That's me.
Okay, so just real fast, just put in like the topic that you were focusing on, crime. Bless yous, bless yous, bless yous. Oh, wow, really? Huh. Your mom live in Waimea, Emily? Ah. So, you know, I went to high school over there, yeah.
That's cool. My
Yeah.
mom grew up in Kohala and then went to high school at
Parker?
Kapalama.
Oh, really? Cool. So I went to HPA.
Oh.
I know. They also let brown people in there.
My friend goes there. She got into Kamehameha too, but we kind of separated at 6th grade, so.
How come she chose to go there instead of Kamehameha?
You go on the bus, even though that's not a problem anymore.
Right? But yeah. Oh, it's so expensive now.
It's like me, Kaike, and another person got in 6th grade at our same schools.
Holy smokes, I just learned that because you know on the rosters, when I get the roster, there's no like diacritical marks. And so I was calling Kaike for like I don't know how many. I was so embarrassed. And then somebody said his name and I was like, oh, you have an Okina. And I was like, we are Kamehameha schools. We need to find something that has that ability to put those, you know, kahakos and okinas into the names. Hallerler.
No, it's really funny though, because a bunch of people, like I know a lot of teachers who pronounce people's names wrong and like they're just okay with it at this point.
No, we can never be okay with people pronouncing our names. Hey, Kai Ke, I don't know what that means, but Kaike means something major, right? And it shows because he's super smart. So it matters, I think. So don't ever stop correcting people, Makamai. Okay. All right. I don't know, Emily. Do you have a Hawaiian name?
Yeah.
What?
Ka'opu loke kamalie.
Okay. I'm gonna have to practice that.
Mine is very too long. And then again, it can never be too long. Anyway.
Ka'opue what?
You want me to type it? I'll type it.
Yeah, sure. Maybe that would be easier. Anyway. So it looks like you guys can focus on addressing mental health because that leads to crime sometimes. Oh, that is a cool name.
Thank you.
And Makamai, do you have a paragraph for your name?
Yeah.
You do? Should I type them?
Wait, it's gonna take a while.
Oh, never mind. I don't know. I think, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on to slide 2, and you got to combine your ideas. So Emily, what is yours? Type it in there. And then what is it that you guys want to focus on, right? So it sounds like more like mental health, right? And so if you want to address mental health, what is it that you're going to create as so what are you going to do about it, right? So that's where we're at. We're at the awamo kuleana part. What do you want to do about it, right? And I'm always so interested in teenagers and self-harm because there's so many factors, yeah. Makama, you okay, girl?
Yeah.
I give you an air hug.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I always worry because, you know, as a teacher, there's times where I have had students who did that, and it's like, what, you know, breaks my heart. And it's like that. I think that's why I became a teacher, because I see you guys as like the most important, like I see children as the most important, that and kupuna, you know. And what do we do? How do we treat kids, right? I don't know. So anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm preaching to the choir here. Okay, so how do you guys address these issues, right? Because as you guys know, self-harm sometimes can lead to crime because of mental health issues, right? And I'm not trying to criminalize any of this stuff, but I guess the connection would be more like, how do we become pono within ourselves, right? So it might have to be, you know, maybe community activities that you can find, right? Okay, so maybe community activities. In my community, we started a garage sale on my whole street. Why? Because, you know, we all have like things that we don't need, and we usually just throw it away. Well, some people maybe like, what if my neighbor down the road needed what I was going to throw away, right? So, I mean, so with that, like, it's solving a number of problems, right? Like eliminating unnecessary waste in the landfill, but it also is giving giving opportunity to make connections within the community, right? And so how do you guys do that? How do you build those connections within a community so that people feel like they're part of something bigger? Yeah. This whole idea of isolation is bad, right? In the pandemic, right? People don't see each other. Why? Oh, because, you know, they're trying to be cautious. So what happens, right? They just kind of echo their whatever they're thinking in their own heads. Okay, so I don't know if I've helped you, but I'm hoping that you guys are well on your way to thinking of, okay, so if we're a little Hui grassroots project, right? What can you two do to help your community? Okay. Can?
Yeah.
So you guys on your planning document?
Mhm.
Okay, so start filling out, go to week 2, right? What is the mission? So what is it that you want to do? Okay, and then just work your way down. This week, you're only going to have your outline to complete. I'm sorry, did you hear me burp? This is my lunch. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's going to happen when I have to teach face to face. I might just burp like on accident and be like, and just keep going because I don't realize that I do it anymore. It's horrible. You see, isolation has also led me to burping. It's horrible. Okay, so how's that? Is that okay with you guys? You guys good?
Yes.
Yes.
Ku'u ipo makamai ho'o kahi kapili. There is a lot of stuff in here. What are you? The sweetheart of somebody's eye. I don't know. Maka mai. I don't
Okay,
know.
so
Yeah.
apparently it's supposed to mean like my firstborn precious sweetheart, because I on my dad's side am the oldest.
Oh. And there's the word ho'okahi in there, so you're the only one. That is near and dear to me, kapili. Gosh, that's cool. Oh, are you near and dear to someone's heart? I hope you are. Okay,
I
good.
hope so too.
At least one person, not just you. Okay. All right. So you guys good to go then? I need you to work through your document. You're going to have to meet with each other tomorrow for part of cohort B. And this is part of you guys like flying by yourself, little birds. Okay. Can? And then if you need help, just send me the link and I'll join in on you guys. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yay. Yay, you guys. Maka, I don't know why you're crying, but I hope that you find some joy today. Okay.
I did find my joy today.
Okay, good. Her name might be Emily. Okay, good. Okay. All right. I'm gonna check on one more. Oh my gosh, people left. Okay. Oh, why? Are we done with school? Oh gosh, we are. I'm gonna close it. Clearly, we are done with school. The outline for the proposal is due by the next time I see you, which I believe is next Tuesday because Monday is a holiday. Am I right? Gosh, we just had a holiday. Okay. Please meet with each other. Don't forget to do IXL. Okay. Email me if you need to. But what I'm going to do is at the end of the period, I'm going to look to see if you did IXL. So if you want to do IXL tonight, by all means do it. I like it. It's so like suited for what you guys need. So I'm hoping you enjoy IXL a little bit more than you did Membing. No, I was like, thank you. Okay, see you guys. Email me if you need.